Van Winkle will have all the details.
Virginia officials say it'll be business as usual after the clock strikes midnight on New Year's Eve. We'll have a live report.
And we will continue our look at the top stories of 1999. Our next stop, Louisa County. The news starts now.
This is Dateline 29 News at 6.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dave Cupp.
And I'm Kristen Jackson in for Stacy Horse. There's some snow in our forecast tonight. Robert Van Winkle joins us first in our Weather Center with the latest. Robert?
Well, there was snow in the forecast last night, didn't pan out for us, and it's in there again tonight. But it looks like this evening we have a little bit better shot at it. If you'll look at the radar picture I have here behind me, you can see the snow streaking across West Virginia as it works its way into central Virginia and the valley. We're thinking an inch, maybe less, maybe some places in the mountains a little bit more higher elevations, but certainly nothing to get too excited about. But then again, snow's always a little exciting, so we'll have a complete look at the forecast in a second. But be advised, we may see some of the white stuff covering the ground by tomorrow morning.
Thanks, Robert. Well, when all is said and done, Virginia will have spent more than $200 million to fend off any problems caused by the Y2K computer bug.
And as Jeff Krause reports, state officials are getting ready for a long weekend of watching something they hope won't happen.
There it is, the Y2K bug, or at least its mascot. Dozens of them adorn one of the rooms where officials will be monitoring events around Virginia as we roll into the year 2000. But those working the Virginia Information Coordination Center say we're ready.
All of the key infrastructures, whether it's the power grids or transportation or banking, right on down the line, are prepared, and that at least in the continental U.S., we do not expect to see major region-wide breakdowns in the infrastructure.
But officials are quick to warn that nothing is perfect.
I think one of the realities of Y2K is that problems could occur over an extended period of time, certainly through the first quarter. After all, it is a technology issue, and we do things with computers sometimes that don't occur on a daily basis.
But computer problems won't be the only concern as the new year approaches. Officials will also be working to prevent those who would commit any form of mass violence.
I don't know there's ever been a time in history when law enforcement staffing levels will be any higher in this country than they will this Friday and Saturday. And we are as prepared as humanly we can be.
At the state capitol, I'm Jeff Krause, Dateline 29 News.
Well, the people in charge in Greene County say they are ready for Y2K. Emergency services and Greene County government officials held their last prep meeting today. This office in Standardsville will serve as the Y2K headquarters on New Year's Eve. 3 staff members will make sure the 911 system, emergency radios, and pagers all work properly.
Developed a Y2K contingency plan, and that's just what it is, contingency, just like a winter storm. That's how we're preparing.
Greene will also operate a Y2K hotline on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Might want to jot the number down. It's 804-985-1337. Now, that is for non-emergencies. If you have a life-threatening situation, you would call 911.
Domestic terrorism threats and Y2K fears have some New Year's Eve celebrations across America shutting down.
But not the first night Virginia festivities in downtown Charlottesville. Officials say it will be business as usual in central Virginia. Amanda Hall is on the downtown mall where 10,000 partygoers are expected on Friday night. Amanda, have the police gotten any threats related to first night?
No, Dave, they have not. But Chief Buddy Rittenhouse says they're not taking any chances. There is no holiday time, no vacation time for city police officers on Friday. More than 50 of those officers will be here on the downtown mall during Friday night's festivities.
We have an operational plan, and that plan has been thoroughly reviewed by all of our people. Everybody knows what their responsibilities are. So I feel that we're very well prepared. I'm going to have people on bicycles. I'm going to have uniformed personnel at all of the events, mingling with the crowd. We also are going to have people there in plain clothes to blend in with the crowd, to search for any sort of activity.
Chief Rittenhouse says they will also be doubling up their manpower on regular patrols throughout the city.
All right, Amanda Hall in downtown Charlottesville. Thank you.
An attorney for death row inmate Steve Roach has filed a clemency petition with Governor Gilmore. The petition asks the governor to commute Roach's death sentence to life in prison without parole. Roach is scheduled to be executed on January 13th for the 1993 shooting death of his Greene County neighbor. Roach's attorney will meet with Gilmore's staff next Wednesday to discuss the petition. There's no word on when the governor will decide whether to grant clemency.
Sugar Bowl fever is burning all over Virginia. 1 week from today, the Virginia Tech Hokies face off against the Florida State Seminoles down in New Orleans. The football teams will battle it out for the national title. And if you are looking to buy into the Hokie mania, good luck in Whoville. Football merchandise is always big business, and Virginia Tech paraphernalia has been flying off the shelves in recent weeks.
We had a lot of Hokie stuff, I guess before Christmas, but now we're pretty much wiped out of it. We've gone through a ton of t-shirts and sweatshirts and hats, and we're in the middle of placing orders for national champ stuff, hopefully, if they win.
Oh my gosh, we would, we can't pay any money to get tickets, but we give our teeth to get tickets.
Sporting goods stores all over Central Virginia have more merchandise on order. They say that if the Hokies win on Saturday, they'll expect Hokie mania to really explode.
Waynesboro High School will undergo a renovation project that's slightly more modest than school officials wanted. City Council agreed to spend $7.8 million on the school, parts of which date back 60 years. The Waynesboro School Board requested $9 million and will take another look at the high school's list of priorities.
Our school board developed a good plan, advocated for it, took it forward to City Council. City Council reviewed it and scrutinized it and did their homework very well and did the very best I think they could to provide funding. And so we're going to get to work now and make the most of it.
Lemon says architects need 6 months to draw up final designs for the high school project. Renovations will likely begin next fall.
If your child has a Pokemon Kids Meal toy from Burger King, you should return it to that restaurant, or at least the holder. Burger King is recalling this plastic container the toy comes in. It suffocated a 1-year-old child earlier this month. Burger King will give you a small order of French fries if you bring back both halves of the container. Company representatives say the actual toy does not pose a threat, so some Burger Kings in Central Virginia will continue to offer the toy, but they'll take it out of its casing for young children. Well, as we mentioned earlier, we could see a bit of snow tonight.
Robert Van Winkle will be back with the latest when Dateline 29 News continues.
Some things have a way of changing your whole outlook. The Chrysler year-end event could be what does it for you. Because now, depending on the Chrysler you select, you can get a low lease, or cash allowance, or an attractive finance rate. So get to the Chrysler year-end event and see what a profound influence it can have on you.
Ryan's Jewelers, 2100 Angus Road, Charlottesville. Diamond sale now in progress.
It started as a dream, then a plan. Now it's a reality. The new Brown European Import Center on Pantops, featuring the turbocharged Saab and Saab wagon and the incomparable Mercedes-Benz, plus Brown's excitingly affordable selection of pre-owned quality imports. The Brown European Import Center, where your dreams of owning a luxury import can come true. Come see, drive, and fall in love.
Brown, you love the service.
Happy holidays begin at the Charlottesville Ice Park. Bring your friends and family out to enjoy all of the magnificent fun we plan just for you this holiday season at the Ice Park. Celebrate the holidays with our extended public skating sessions offered daily now through New Year's. Surprise the skater on your list with skating school and hockey classes. Hurry and sign up now. Classes start at $50 for a 6-week session and begin January 8th. Happy holidays do begin at the Charlottesville Ice Park.
Individually, they are standouts in their respective classes. Collectively, they paint a portrait of daring and innovation, qualities that produce a category-stretching pickup like Dodge Dakota. Right now, you can enjoy all the room and power of Dakota and get a $750 cash allowance on select regular cab models. If you're ready to move in a different direction, get to the Dodge year-end event today.
And now a Will and Grace moment from the Golden Globe nominee for Best Comedy.
Everybody dance now.
Ooh, those hips say someone had a good meeting with Harlan today.
That song says somebody hasn't been to a club in about 10 years.
Just shoot me, Third Rock and Will and Grace, NBC Tuesdays.
Who wants to win $1 million when you can win big money? 21 is coming to NBC.
Snow is predicted tonight in central Virginia and the Valley. Let's get right to it. Here in Charlottesville, it's 35 degrees. We have some light snow. Really, you have to really stretch it to call it snow. Just a few flakes downtown right now. 52% humidity, south winds, the barometer 29.59. My high temperature today, and yours too, very chilly all across the board. Only 36 in Charlottesville, average is 45. Records are 72 and 8. Back in 1925. In the Valley, snow flurries 32 degrees right now, and the temperatures will be dropping down into the 20s. Let's take a full screen look at our weather watchers. Most of the weather watchers today didn't even get out of the 30s, let alone get in toward the 40s. As you can see, 34 in Orange, 36 here in Charlottesville. Troy at only 38 degrees this afternoon. In the Valley, also very cold, with Weir's Cave checking in at 34. A few other numbers for you. Harrisonburg at 33, Stanton at 34, 38 in Glenmore, 41 at Lake Monticello, a little warmer environment there. And again, all these 30s will be replaced with slightly warmer temperatures later in the week. But for tonight, it certainly is going to be a very chilly and maybe even a snowy night for some of you. I know that the Scottsville area just now is picking up some snow burst right now as a snow shower goes over. This is all part of a system that's crossing the area. Another one of these, what we call clippers. Fast-moving, low-pressure systems usually don't have a whole lot of moisture with them, but they're very vigorous in the upper atmosphere. And as they work their way in a pattern just like this, following along the jet stream, they tend to wring out any available moisture and deposit it as snow. A lot of snow in the western Virginia, the mountains of West Virginia, but in western Virginia, as the snow begins to work its way into the state, we're going to see things begin to taper off a little bit as they work the way the snow showers, that is, work their way across the state this way. You can see from this particular movie that we're showing you of Doppler radar, the radar echoes seem to pop up now and then. There's that one that went through Charlottesville a little while ago. And most of the area is getting the light snow, but it's very hard to see in some places because, again, it is extremely light here. Roanoke, however, that snow band right there is going to go right on through the southwestern part of the state. And it does appear that if you're traveling down Interstate 81 tonight, you might want to maybe think about postponing those plans a little bit, because there could be a couple of inches of snow down in the southwestern part of Virginia versus what we're expecting here as just light activity. So I would just exercise a little bit of caution this evening and be aware that we do have this situation going on, and by tomorrow, folks, it's going to all be gone. High pressure fills in behind it. Sunny skies are expected tomorrow. The temperature will even get up to about 40 degrees tomorrow afternoon. And even into Thursday, as we work our way through the last couple of days of this millennium, of this century, we're going to see milder weather return, and temperatures should recover to about 50 to 55 degrees by Thursday afternoon and by Friday. With the next system on the heels of this one, we're going to see southwest winds, and that will boost our temperatures up. All right, so for tonight then, we'll say an inch or less of accumulation. If you're in one of those areas where you get a kind of a real snow burst coming at you for an hour or so, you may end up with a little bit more than that, but that would be most likely in the mountains. Blue Ridge Mountains, Wintergreen, for example. Maybe if you're watching us out in western Augusta County, you may get a little higher than this, but that should be the average for us for tomorrow morning when you wake up, 25 degrees. 40 degrees then tomorrow afternoon, so if we do see any snow of any significance tonight, well, you know, an inch or so, it's going to melt pretty quickly tomorrow with 40 degrees and sunshine. Valley weather, same thing, around 40, sunny skies, breezy conditions come back up. Here's your 5-day forecast. Look at that, 2,000 is on the map. For Saturday, we should be in the 40s. Prior to that, we'll be in the mid-50s and a chance of some rain on Friday. Don't let that worry you. These are the good folks we heard from today who have helped us support our designated holiday charity, the Waltons, Stacy Collier, the Zazakos family, I like that name, Michelle and Gary Strasko, the Rapidan Valley Farm folks, the Sansons, and the ladies at Hinton Avenue Methodist Church. And thanks to you folks and many others, We are at $15,438. This
That is
program is
terrific.
really, really going to, you just have no idea how wonderful it is to give this money to this particular program with the food bank, because it's a new effort, and it really is going to be great. These kids are going to be all set for the next year.
That's great.
And this is really a gratifying response.
It really is, and I thank you all for that. So we'll keep an eye on the snow and have an update for you at 11 with Eric.
Okay, sounds great,
Thanks.
Robert. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Robert.
And still ahead tonight, we'll take a look at the events that had an impact on Louisa County in 1999.
From a tense sheriff's race to worries surrounding a nuclear plant. Dateline 29 News continues in just a few moments.
Once in a while, a car comes along that's really worth pursuing. A car with features like an automatic transmission, alloy wheels, ABS, a security system, and more, all offered at a price that has proven to be very elusive. Of course, you have to see such a car. To not would be criminal. The Special Edition Accord from Honda. Now get APR financing as low as 3.9% APR for 36 months on new 4-cylinder Accord sedans.
The Party Starts Here is your holiday headquarters. And as the clock runs down on 1999, don't forget the Party Starts Here has horns, hats, noisemakers, balloons, confetti, and everything else you might need to bring in the new year. All the good times and the new year begin at the Party Starts Here, your party and costume discount superstore. The Party Starts Here in Seminole Square Shopping Center, Route 29, Charlottesville.
Got snow? We do, and lots of it. Even if there's no snow in your backyard, there's plenty close by at Wintergreen. We've been making snow so you can ski or ride down one of our 19 slopes and trails. Try our new quad chairlift or Virginia's only half pipe. Call today or check our website for information on our ski packages or order your season ski pass for just $99. Call Wintergreen at 325-2200 for more information. Trust us, it's more fun in the snow.
If a Toyota and a Honda could gossip, you know what they'd talk about? The Mitsubishi Galant, the car that beat the Camry and Accord to become Car and Driver's #1 family sedan for under 20 grand. Buy it now with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for all of the year 2000. Somewhere, a Camry and an Accord comfort each other. Hurry, the 000 till 01 event ends January 3rd.
April's Corner invites you to their annual winter clearance sale. Enjoy great savings throughout the entire store. You'll find children's clothing marked down 20 to 50%. Adult clothing is also 20 to 50% off. And all our selection of children's toys and books, including Playmobil and Lego, is now 20 to 50% off. April's Corner, Charlottesville shop for April Cornell Clothing, is located at 114 East Main Street on the historic downtown mall.
Controversy surrounds the top 2 stories out of Louisa County this year.
The first concerns the drawn-out race for Louisa Sheriff. The other concerns the use of plutonium-based fuel at the North Anna nuclear power plant. Pedro Echevarria tells us more in tonight's Year in Review.
In February, Ashland Fortune loses his job as police chief after 30-plus years of service. Town council would not say why they removed him, and it was a move that did not please town residents.
I would like to know why this was really done. Have all of the information there. Maybe the council was right, but we have no way of knowing if we don't know what it was they did.
In April, Fortune holds a press conference to speak his piece.
The people of Louisa County, they know me. They know what type of person I am. They know what I stand for. They know what my goals is for the county. And that they know when they call me, I'll be there for them.
October finds Fortune filing a lawsuit against officials from the town and the county. The lawsuit claims his dismissal was racially motivated and was part of a political conspiracy against him. Among his alleged conspirators, acting Sheriff Kenny Harper, who also decides to run against Fortune in the sheriff's race. The lawsuit is still pending. In November, Fortune wins the election, beating Harper by only 8 votes. Kenny Harper calls for a recount.
And the only way to get down to the bottom of it is to have a recount and to settle the public's mind.
But the recount turns out in Ashland Fortune's favor. After the votes were tallied, Fortune once again wins the election by a narrow margin. and becomes the sheriff-elect. In other news, the U.S. Department of Energy gives Virginia Power money to find ways to process surplus plutonium left over from the Cold War. The research will be done at the North Anna nuclear power plant. Residents in Louisa worry about that prospect.
We feel that there are infinitely better solutions to getting rid of the plutonium.
Representatives for the power plant say their research will eventually reduce fuel cost. And that's a look back at 1999, the year in review for Louisa. Pedro Echeverria, Dateline 29 News.
Well, the Cavaliers are getting ready down in Miami for the Micron Bowl.
Gary Cope is in next with the details. Plus, we'll have a recap of last night's showdown between the Jets and the Dolphins. Sports is next.
Tasty at McDonald's. For a limited time only, the mouth-watering McRib sandwich is back. A juicy pork sandwich smothered in a savory barbecue sauce with onions and pickles all on a warm bun. Hot, fresh, just for you, and only at one place. Did somebody say McDonald's?
Road & Track says the muscular V6 gives it undeniable appeal. Open Road says this SUV is an all-star player. It's the V6 Grand Vitara from Suzuki, and we say now it can be yours for $255 per month. Visit your local Suzuki dealer today and drive one home for just $255 per month. Find out why MotorWeek says the Grand Vitara is the best small SUV of the year, and it's only at your Suzuki dealer.
Eway's Fine Floors has imported several hundred Persian, Afghani, and Pakistani rugs for a special holiday sale. Now you can afford to grace your floors with the handmade beauty of Oriental rugs. These rugs are available in sizes from 2x3 to 12x18. You'll save up to 50% on this outstanding selection. If you've always wanted an Oriental rug but didn't think you could afford it, now you can during Eway's Fine Floors holiday sale. Savings of up to 50% on Oriental rugs. Hurry in, sale ends the 31st. Eway's Fine Floors, Route 29 North, Charlottesville.
There is a time for action and a time for adventure. That time is now. Toyotathon 2000. Hurry to this blockbuster event for great Toyota values. Your ride to the new millennium is here. Are you ready to go? Buy any tough Tacoma now and save plenty with low 4.9% APR financing. Get to Toyotathon 2000, now playing exclusively at your Toyota dealer.
It's the final countdown. We must reduce excess inventory by December 31st. That makes the last 6 days the best 6 days of the year to buy at Colonial Auto Center. Get 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments till 2001 on any new Mitsubishi sedan, coupe, or SUV. 0 down, 0 interest, 0 payments till 2001. Hurry, the final countdown ends December 31st.
Colonial Auto Center, you want it.
What's the manager's special at McDonald's? 2 Big Mac sandwiches for just $2. One bite into the Big Mac's 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, and cheese, and you'll fall in love all over again with this McDonald's classic. Hot, fresh, just for you. Did somebody say McDonald's?
Gary Cope is in for John Havey this evening, and the first topic up is the Micron PC Bowl.
Well, with only, a couple days away, that's the only thing people in Charlottesville are talking about. I got phone calls coming in. When is it going to be on? Who's got it? And are you guys going to be down there? And yes, we're going to be down there. And right now, John Havey is down there.
Miami.
Right. So that's where we turn our attention to now. We're about 49 and a half hours away from the kickoff of the Micron PC Bowl between the Virginia Cavaliers and the Fighting Illini from Illinois. And the Cavs haven't had much luck in the bowl, formerly known as the CarQuest. Our own John Havey takes a look back at the first 2 Virginia trips to South Florida.
Yeah, this is the 3rd time the Cavaliers have been down in South Florida for a bowl game. And yeah, UVA lost the first 2 times around to Boston College in 1994 and to Miami in 1996 when this game was known as the CarQuest Bowl. But there's something to be said about playing in a familiar place. Many of the current Cavaliers saw playing time in the loss to the Hurricanes 3 years ago, and they've got nothing but good things to say about Pro Player Stadium.
It's a great experience, to go to the bowl down there in Fort Lauderdale and play in, the Micron PC Bowl. Definitely Pro Player is one of the best stadiums, in my opinion, in the country. And, just the fact that NFL teams play there, gives it a little bit of, I guess, mystique about it,
One advantage the Cavaliers may have over Illinois in the Micron Bowl, since the team has been down to Miami recently, the players know just what they're getting into.
It helps out a lot.
just because you know what to expect, you know what the stadium is like, what the field's like, you know what it's like to take that trip and go down into the weather and things like that, because there's a little bit of a difference between South Florida and Charlottesville, Virginia, as far as the weather's concerned in mid-December.
How right you are, Noel. How right you are. Reporting from South Florida, John Havey, Dateline 29 Sports.
Oh, I'm envious. The Cavs in Illinois will battle it out in Miami, where the Cavs got to watch the NFL matchup last night between the Jets and the Dolphins. We pick it up in the third quarter. Dan Marino perhaps on his way out, so he's going all out. The flea flicker to Tony Martin, good for 32 yards and the score, 21-17 Fish. Back come the Jets, Jets. Ray Lucas, the former punter, hits a wide-open Wayne Corbett, and he's gone. 50-yard touchdown. It's 31-28 Jets. Ray Lucas, one more time, goes up top, this time for 56 yards to Dietrich Ward, and the Jets put a dent in the Dolphins' playoff hopes, handing them a 38-28 loss in what could be Marino's last home game as a Dolphin. More NFL news. Before the season, Skins coach Norv Turner got an ultimatum from new owner Dan Snyder. Make the playoffs or you're fired. Well, not only did Turner make the playoffs, but they won their division. So you think everything is swell between Turner and Snyder, right? Well, maybe not. Reports out of Washington say Turner is considering walking out of the final 2 years of his contract because he's tired of dealing with Snyder. But another report says Snyder wants Norv back next season, and the plot thickens. Well, how about some college hoops actions last night? Debbie Ryan and her team back in action after a 7-day layoff, not showing any signs of being rusty. Renee Robinson strips the ball and pushes it up court, where she dishes to Alicia Quarles, who finds Sky LaRue underneath, and Sky takes it strong to the hole and gets the bucket. No offense, Robert, but I got a weather update of my own. It's an open sky, but it's raining threes. Sky LaRue, deadly. Scored the first 9 points for the Cavs, and Virginia pouring it on Renee Robinson. The pretty no-look pass to LaRue for the layup. Sky finished with a game-high 20 points, and in the second half, it was more the same. The Russian assassin, Svetlana Volnaya, deadly from long distance. Here, she hits her target, and she loves her job. Finally, Renee Robinson, another sweet pass, this time to Talisha Quarles, who cuts in for two, and Talisha had 18 points in the game despite battling the cold, and the Cavs dispose of Siena 83-43 and improved at 6-4 on the season. And one final note, guys, Ike Charlton of the Virginia Tech Hokies has considered that he will go pro after his junior season if he gets drafted in the first 2 rounds.
All right.
So,
well, thanks, Gary. We'll be right back.
Some things have a way of changing your whole outlook, like the Chrysler year-end event. Because now you can drive the 300M with 0.9 APR for over $5,000 in finance savings. The Chrysler year-end event. It can have a profound influence on you. Buy 300M with 0.9 APR for over $5,000 in finance savings.
The December Clearance Center at Gilmore Hammond Snyder is chock full of clearance items, regular stock from our Seminole Square store, all first quality merchandise, all marked 50% off and more. 50% off and more on all remaining wicker furniture, lots of leather sofas, chairs, and ottomans by Leathercraft, sofa and chairs by Pennsylvania House and Hickory Chair, loads of lamps, pictures, and mirrors, perfect for holiday sprucing up, and coming soon the Sleep Shop and more at Gilmore Hammond Snyder. Watch us grow and take advantage of our December Clearance Center in Seminole Square next to Burger King and the old Grandfather's Oak building.
In today's world, there's so much turmoil now. How do you get the information you need? Tom Brokaw and NBC Nightly News, America's news leader.
Individually, they are standouts in their respective classes. Collectively, they paint a portrait of daring and innovation. Characteristics that lead to the affordable fun of Dodge Neon. Right now, you can get a Neon loaded with a ton of great features and save with a $1,000 cash allowance, or qualified buyers can get 0.9 APR long-term financing. If you're ready to move in a different direction, get to the Dodge year-end event today.
Tomorrow morning, get connected with the news you need. Dateline 29 News at sunrise.
Cancer remains the leading cause of death in the world, but what if you could prevent cancer? Hello, everybody. I'm Bill Duvall.
And I'm Abina Foreman. Researchers in Chicago are trying to invent a vaccine that you could take to prevent cancer. We'll have that story in our Wellness Wednesday report.
Also, we'll have sports and weather. Join us.
Make the connection tomorrow morning. Dateline 29 News at sunrise.
Closed captioning for this Dateline 29 newscast is brought to you through a grant from Wolf and Farmer, attorneys concentrating in Social Security disability cases.
Greene County Sheriff William Morris is known for his strong arm tactics, but only when it comes to powerlifting. On December 19th, Morris won first place at the 1999 World Powerlifting Federation World Championships in Las Vegas.
The sheriff competed in the Masters division for lifters age 40 and over.
Other than winning the election this year, it was the best thing that's happened to me in a while. It's like after 20, 22, 23 years of doing this.
Morris bench pressed 385 pounds at the meet. His 3-lift total topped more than 1,500 pounds. As far as training tips go, Morris says he spent 2.5 hours in the gym 4 times a week to prepare, and his deputies helped him train for the competition.
Well, congratulations. That's just terrific, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there's no need to run out and get bread and milk, but we do have some snow falling.
Don't overreact.
Take a look at the radar picture, though. A snow band is moving across southwestern Virginia. We're on the northern end of that. Scottsville, Buckingham, Nelson County may get a little bit more snow than Greene, Madison, and Culpeper County. So be on the alert for around an inch of snow average, and it shouldn't be too bad at all.
All right.
Okay, and that wraps it up for this edition of Dateline 29 News. Thanks for watching.
Talk to you later.
Rumors of terror. Seattle plays it safe, shutting down a big New Year's Eve bash. Will other cities follow? In depth, the best of times for American investors, but how safe is your money when the clock hits Y2K? Wild winter weather around the globe. Fires, freak storms, high temperatures. What all this may add up to. And our series, Images of the Year, tonight, this compelling moment. Brave children crossing to safety to avoid the line of fire.
From NBC News World Headquarters in New York, this is NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw.
Good evening. Seattle has decided it is better to be safe than sorry. The mayor has canceled the big New Year's Eve party planned for the Space Needle, but the other daytime activities will go on as planned.